Hello, Lily. Come in. Have a seat. You look frustrated today. What's going on?
Sir, I'm so tired. I've been studying English for years, but I still can't speak fluently. I still can't understand native speakers when they talk fast. I feel like I'm stuck.
I understand. Tell me, what methods have you been using to learn English?
Everything, sir. I take online classes with tutors. I memorize vocabulary lists every day. I study grammar books. I even paid for expensive courses, but nothing seems to work. I can pass tests, but when I try to have a real conversation, I freeze.
Lily, let me ask you something important. Do you know how many words you need to understand 95% of spoken English?
I don't know, sir. Maybe 10,000? 20,000?
Only 3,000 words.
What? Only 3,000? But I feel like I've memorized more than that already.
That's the problem, Lily. You're memorizing words, but you're not acquiring them. There's a huge difference.
I don't understand, sir. What's the difference?
That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you the only way to become truly fluent in English, and it's completely different from what you've been doing.
Please, sir. I'm ready to try anything. I'm desperate.
Good, because what I'm about to teach you will change everything. Are you ready to forget everything you thought you knew about learning English?
Yes, sir. Tell me.
Let me start by telling you why your current methods aren't working. You said you take online classes with tutors, right?
Yes, sir. 3 times a week. Each session is 1 hour.
And what do you do in those sessions?
We practice conversations, the tutor corrects my mistakes, we go through grammar exercises, sometimes we read articles together.
And after these sessions, do you feel more fluent?
Honestly, no. I feel like I learn things during the class, but then I forget them immediately after. And when I try to speak in real life, I can't remember anything.
Exactly. That's because traditional tutoring focuses on output before input. They're forcing you to speak before your brain has acquired enough language naturally.
What do you mean by acquired?
I'll explain in a moment. Tell me about your vocabulary memorization. How do you do it?
I use flashcards and apps. I study 20 new words every day. I write them down, I practice them, I try to memorize them.
And can you use those words in conversation?
That's the strange thing, sir. I know the words when I see them, I can recognize them when I read, but when I need to speak, they don't come out. It's like they're locked in my brain and I can't access them.
That's because you're storing them in your recognition memory, not your production memory. They're passive knowledge, not active knowledge.
So, all that time I spent memorizing was wasted?
Not wasted, but inefficient. There's a much better way, and it's the way babies learn their first language. It's the way immigrants learn a new language when they move to a new country. It's natural, it's powerful, and it actually works.
What is it, sir? Please tell me.
It's called comprehensible input, and it's based on a scientific theory developed by a linguist named Stephen Krashen.
Comprehensible input? What does that mean?
Let me explain. The theory says we acquire language in only one way, when we understand messages in that language. We don't acquire language by memorizing rules or vocabulary lists. We acquire it by understanding meaningful content.
But, sir, I don't understand. how can I understand English if I haven't learned the words yet?
That's the beauty of comprehensible input. You don't need to understand every single word. You need to understand the message. Let me show you an example.
Okay.
Imagine I show you a video where I say, "This is a door. I am opening the door. Now the door is open. Now I am closing the door. The door is closed." While I'm saying this, you can see the door, see me opening it, see me closing it. Even if you didn't know the word door before, after watching this, do you think you'd understand what door means?
Yes, I would understand from seeing it.
Exactly. You understood through context, through visuals, through actions. You didn't memorize a definition from a dictionary. You acquired the meaning naturally. That's comprehensible input.
Oh, so it's like learning by watching and listening, not by studying?
Precisely. Your brain is incredibly powerful. When you watch content in English that you mostly understand, maybe 80 or 90%, your brain automatically figures out the meanings of new words through context clues.
But sir, this sounds too simple. How is this the only way to become fluent in English?
Because this is how your brain is designed to learn language. Think about it, Lily. How did you learn your first language?
I don't remember. I was a baby.
Exactly. Your parents didn't give you grammar books. They didn't make you memorize vocabulary lists. They just spoke to you, showed you things, and your brain figured it out naturally. That's language acquisition.
Okay, sir, but I'm not a baby anymore. Can adults really learn languages the same way?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, adults can learn even faster than children when using comprehensible input because we have more world knowledge and context understanding.
So, what makes comprehensible input better than traditional methods?
Let me count the ways. First, you learn vocabulary naturally, in context, not isolated words with definitions, but words embedded in real situations where you can see and feel their meaning.
That does sound more natural than flashcards.
Second, you improve your listening comprehension automatically. When you watch comprehensible input content, you're training your ears to understand English at natural speed with natural pronunciation.
I always struggle with listening. Native speakers talk so fast.
That's because you've been studying English with textbook audio, slow, clear, artificial. Real English is fast, connected with reductions and contractions. Comprehensible input exposes you to real English, but in a way you can still understand.
What else does it teach?
Third, you learn grammar without studying grammar rules. You learn how sentences are structured by seeing thousands of correct examples. Your brain picks up patterns automatically.
Wait, I don't need to study grammar rules?
Not in the traditional way. When you see, "I went to the store" hundreds of times in different contexts, your brain naturally learns that went is the past tense of go. You don't need to memorize a rule about irregular past tense verbs.
That's actually amazing. What else?
Fourth, and this is the most important one, you start thinking in English. When you consume enough comprehensible input, your brain stops translating. English becomes direct. You see a dog and think dog, not dog equals your language word.
I want that
so badly. I'm so tired of translating in my head.
And it's actually enjoyable. You're not sitting with boring textbooks. You're watching interesting content, learning naturally, and your brain doesn't even realize it's studying.
This sounds too good to be true, sir. Is there any scientific proof that this works?
Excellent question. Stephen Krashen has been researching this for over 40 years. Studies show that comprehensible input is 4 times more effective than traditional classroom instruction.
4 times more effective? Really?
Yes. That means if you watch a 15-minute comprehensible input video, you're getting the same benefit as 1 hour of traditional classroom learning.
That's incredible. Why isn't everyone learning this way?
Because the education system is slow to change. Traditional methods involve textbooks, tests, and structured curriculums that schools can sell. Comprehensible input is free, natural, and doesn't require expensive courses.
So companies don't want people to know about this because they can't make money from it?
I wouldn't say that exactly, but traditional education is a business. Comprehensible input is just natural language acquisition. It's how humans are wired to learn.
Okay, sir. I'm convinced this is powerful, but how do I actually do it? Where do I start?
Great question. Let me break down exactly how to use comprehensible input to become fluent in English. First, understand that comprehensible input works in stages. You need to find content at the right level for you.
What do you mean by right level?
Content that's slightly above your current level. Not too easy, not too hard. You should understand about 80 to 90% of what's being said, with 10 to 20% being new.
How do I know if content is at the right level?
Simple test. Can you follow the main idea without subtitles? If yes, but you miss some details, that's perfect. If you understand everything easily, it's too easy. If you understand almost nothing, it's too hard.
So I should look for videos where I understand most of it, but not everything.
Exactly. Now, let me tell you what types of comprehensible input content you should watch.
I'm ready.
Option 1. Real-life vlogs. These are videos where someone walks around, shows you things, and narrates what they're doing. Like, I'm in the kitchen. This is a refrigerator. I'm opening the refrigerator. Inside, there's milk, eggs, and vegetables.
Oh, so I can see exactly what they're talking about.
Yes, the visuals make it comprehensible. Option 2. Story-based content. Videos that tell simple stories with clear visuals or animations. Your brain loves stories, and when you're engaged in a story, you learn without realizing it.
I like stories. What's option 3?
Daily routine videos. Someone shows their morning routine, their workout routine, their cooking routine. These are great because the actions explain the words.
And option 4?
Travel videos with narration. Someone travels to different places and describes what they see, what they do, what they eat. These are engaging and educational.
These all sound so much more interesting than grammar textbooks.
That's the point. Learning should be enjoyable. When you enjoy what you're watching, you'll watch more. And the more you watch, the more you learn.
Sir, how much time should I spend watching comprehensible input videos every day?
Minimum 30 minutes. Ideally, 1 to 2 hours.
2 hours of watching videos? That seems like a lot.
Think about it, Lily. You probably spend 2 hours watching videos in your own language anyway, right? Just replace some of that time with English content.
That's true. I do watch a lot of videos, but should I do anything while watching or just watch passively?
Great question. Here's what I recommend. Watch actively, but naturally. Don't pause every second to look up words. Don't take notes of every new vocabulary. Just watch, listen, and let your brain work.
Just watch and listen? That's it?
Mostly, yes. But here are some tips to maximize your learning. First, turn off subtitles in your native language. They distract your brain from the English.
But what about English subtitles? Should I use those?
For beginners, yes. English subtitles can help you connect the sounds to the written words. But as you improve, try to watch without any subtitles. Force your ears to work.
Okay. What else?
Second tip, watch the same content multiple times. The first time, you understand maybe 70%. The second time, 80%. The third time, 90%. Each viewing reinforces the language in your brain.
I never thought about watching the same video multiple times.
Most people don't. They think they need new content constantly. But repetition is powerful for language acquisition. When you hear the same phrases multiple times in context, they become permanent in your memory.
That makes sense. What's the third tip?
Try shadowing. This means repeating what you hear out loud immediately after hearing it. This connects your listening and speaking skills.
So, while I'm watching, I repeat everything they say?
You can. Or you can do a separate shadowing session where you watch a video specifically for shadowing practice. Pause after each sentence, repeat it, then continue.
And the fourth tip?
Pay attention to how things are said, not just what is said. Notice the intonation, the rhythm, the emotion. English is not just words, it's music.
Music? I never thought about language as music.
But it is. Every language has its own melody, its own rhythm. When you watch comprehensible input, you're absorbing that melody naturally.
Sir, this all sounds wonderful, but I'm worried I'll make mistakes. What should I avoid doing?
Good question. Let me tell you the biggest mistakes people make with comprehensible input.
Please do.
Mistake number 1, choosing content that's too difficult. Some people think the harder, the better. But if you can't understand at least 70 to 80%, you're not getting comprehensible input. You're just getting confused input.
So, I should start with easier content, even if it feels too easy?
Exactly. It's better to start too easy than too hard. You'll progress faster with content you mostly understand than with content that frustrates you.
What's mistake number 2?
Stopping to look up every new word. When you pause constantly to check your dictionary, you break the flow. You stop the natural acquisition process.
But what if I don't understand an important word?
Your brain will figure it out from context. If the word is truly important, it will appear multiple times in different contexts, and the meaning will become clear naturally.
Okay, that requires trust in the process.
Yes, trust your brain. It's more powerful than you think. Mistake number 3, not watching enough. Watching 10 minutes once a week won't work. You need consistent daily exposure.
So, consistency is more important than intensity?
Yes, 30 minutes every single day is better than 3 hours once a week. Your brain needs regular, repeated exposure to acquire language.
What's mistake number 4?
Giving up too early. Results from comprehensible input are not immediate. You won't understand everything after 1 week, but after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you'll notice huge improvements.
How long does it usually take to see results?
Most people notice significant improvement after about 100 hours of comprehensible input. That's about 30 minutes a day for 7 months or 1 hour a day for 3 to 4 months.
That's actually not that long.
No, and the best part is, those hours don't feel like studying. They feel like entertainment.
Sir, should I completely stop all my other learning methods? No more tutors, no more vocabulary lists, nothing?
That's up to you. Comprehensible input should be the foundation, 70 to 80% of your learning time, but other methods can complement it.
So I can still use other methods?
Yes, but in a different way. For example, if you watch comprehensible input and notice you're confused about a specific grammar point, then you can study that grammar point briefly. But let comprehensible input lead and grammar study follow.
What about speaking practice? Should I still practice with tutors?
Yes, but only after you've consumed a lot of input. Think of it this way. Input fills your brain with language. Speaking practice helps you access that language. But if there's nothing in your brain yet, you have nothing to access.
So I should watch comprehensible input first, then practice speaking later?
Exactly. Krashen calls this the silent period. Babies listen for months before they start speaking. You don't need a silent period that long, but you should definitely prioritize input before output.
How much input before I should start practicing speaking?
At least 50 to 100 hours of comprehensible input. By then, you'll have so much language in your brain that speaking will feel more natural.
That's so different from what I've been doing.
And that's why it felt difficult. You were trying to output before you had enough input. It's like trying to withdraw money from an empty bank account.
Sir, I'm excited to try this, but I have one more question.
What is it?
You said comprehensible input is the only way to become fluent, but there are people who learned English in classrooms and became fluent. How did they do it?
Excellent question. Those people became fluent despite the classroom, not because of it. They probably consumed a lot of English media outside of class. Movies, songs, books, conversations. They unknowingly used comprehensible input.
So the classroom alone is never enough?
Correct. A classroom can teach you about English, but only real, meaningful input can teach you English itself.
I understand now. So what should I do starting today?
Today, right after this conversation, find one comprehensible input video. Just one. Watch it completely without subtitles in your language, see how much you understand, then watch it again tomorrow, and the next day find another video.
Just start with one video?
Yes, don't overwhelm yourself. Build the habit slowly. One video today. Tomorrow, maybe 2 videos. Within a week, you'll be watching 30 minutes to an hour naturally because you'll actually enjoy it.
And I don't need to do anything else? No more grammar exercises, no more vocabulary lists?
For the first month, no. Just comprehensible input. Let your brain absorb English naturally. After 1 month, if you want to add other methods, go ahead, but make comprehensible input your foundation.
Sir, this feels revolutionary. Why did no one teach me this before?
Because the traditional education system focuses on teaching, not on acquisition. They teach grammar rules and vocabulary lists because those things are easy to test. But language acquisition is natural, organic, and harder to measure with traditional tests.
But it actually works better?
It's not just better. It's how your brain is designed to learn language. Everything else is fighting against your brain's natural language acquisition system.
Sir, I'm ready to commit to this. But you need to be honest with me. If I follow this method, will I really become fluent?
Lily, if you watch Comprehensible Input for 1 hour every day for 6 months to 1 year, I guarantee you will be more fluent than most people who studied English for 5 years in traditional classrooms.
You really believe that?
I don't just believe it, I've seen it. I've seen students transform their English in months using this method. And it's not because they're talented. It's because they're working with their brain's natural language acquisition system, not against it.
What will my English be like after 6 months of this?
After 6 months of daily comprehensible input, you'll be able to understand most conversational English. You'll be able to watch movies without subtitles. You'll start thinking in English. And when you speak, words will come more naturally because they're not memorized, they're acquired.
And after 1 year?
After 1 year, you'll be conversationally fluent. You'll be able to have deep, meaningful conversations. You'll understand jokes, idioms, and cultural references. You'll feel like English is becoming a part of you, not something foreign you're trying to learn.
That sounds like a dream, sir.
It's not a dream, Lily. It's completely achievable. But you have to be consistent. Every single day, even just 30 minutes. Can you commit to that?
Yes, sir, I promise. I'll watch Comprehensible Input every single day.
Good. And remember, be patient with yourself. Some days you'll feel like you're learning so much. Other days you'll feel like you're not improving at all. That's normal. Your brain is working even when you don't feel it.
I'll remember that.
And one more thing, Lily. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's journey is different. Some people acquire language faster, some slower. Focus on your own progress, not on someone else's.
I will, sir. Thank you so much for teaching me this.
Before you go, let me leave you with one final thought.
Yes, sir.
Learning English is not about being perfect. It's not about knowing every grammar rule or every vocabulary word. It's about understanding and being understood. It's about communication, connection, and confidence.
I love that.
Comprehensible Input gives you all of that. It teaches you real English, the English that people actually use, not the English in textbooks. It makes you comfortable with the language because you're consuming it naturally, not forcing it.
I can't wait to start.
Then start today. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Watch one Comprehensible Input video today, another tomorrow. Build the habit and watch your English transform.
I will, sir. Thank you for changing my perspective completely.
You're welcome, Lily. Now go discover the world of Comprehensible Input. And remember, you will be fluent one day. You just have to keep watching, keep listening, and never give up. If you're watching this right now, you're like Lily. You've been frustrated with traditional learning methods. You've been memorizing words, studying grammar, taking classes, but you still can't speak English fluently. I want you to know it's not your fault. You've been using the wrong method. Today, I showed you the only way to truly acquire a language: comprehensible input. Let me remind you what this means. Watch videos in English where you understand the message, even if you don't know every word. Let your brain figure out meanings from context, from visuals, from actions. Watch consistently, daily, and trust the process. Remember the key facts. You only need 3,000 words to understand 95% of spoken English. Comprehensible input is 4 times more effective than traditional classroom learning. 15 minutes of comprehensible input equals 1 hour of traditional instruction. After 100 hours of comprehensible input, you'll see massive improvements. Here's what I want you to do right now. First, find one comprehensible input video. It could be a vlog, a story, a daily routine video, anything where you can see and hear English in context. Watch it today. Second, commit to watching at least 30 minutes of comprehensible input every single day for the next month. Make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. Third, be patient. Trust your brain. It's designed to acquire language naturally. Give it the input it needs, and it will do the work for you. And finally, if this video helped you understand the power of comprehensible input, please subscribe to Daily English Practice. We create content specifically designed to help you acquire English naturally. Hit that like button. It really motivates us to create more helpful lessons like this one. Share this video with anyone who's struggling to learn English. They need to know about comprehensible input. And leave a comment telling us what comprehensible input video will you watch today. We want to support you on your journey. Remember, you don't need expensive courses. You don't need to memorize thousands of vocabulary words. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need comprehensible input, consistency, and patience. You will be fluent one day. You just have to keep watching, keep listening, and never give up. Thank you for watching. Now, go start your comprehensible input journey.